kawaii, everybody! Yay! Oh, it's kawaii. Everybody loves kawaii. Okay, enough of that now. Today we're gonna continue reading A Kind and Shining Armor. Yay! And as always, I put a link to this in the description to this story. And I also have some news that I will share right away. I have finally released my first chapter of a fanfic. Yay! I don't know if you can read it, but I hope it will work. The story has named Julia's Journey. More information coming tomorrow. I put a link in the description for that one too, so you can read it also. Yeah. Let's continue reading with A Kind and Shining Armor. Twilight continued to stare out from Caden's legs, even after the champion had disappeared over the hills of the playground back toward the palace. Miss Cadence, Twa said guiltily. Who was that stallion? So cute! Cadence turned Twilight around with her forelegs and looked back toward her flank, for assumed that champion was gone, and replied, No one, Twilight. Hell was no pony, just an old friend. He's dangerous, and her boyfriend, and he come back. Hey, you know what? He's just an old friend. Twilight only nodded her head, not clearly understanding what she just had been told. Princess Cadence took herself and Twilight a considerable distance away from the park and into very public Kent lot. Though if Cadence were doing it for protection or activity, she wasn't quite sure herself. Princess Cadence took Twilight to lunch, and the two of them talked. Twilight waiting to know more about her large mistress stallion that had paid them a visit in the park. Pain. He gave them pain when he visited the park. Okay, it was clear that Princess Cadence was uncomfortable, I can't say it, so it's gonna be wrong. Disgusting, I don't know, disgusting it. Especially with some pony as young as Twilight, but only safely. Twilight thirst of knowledge. Princess Cadence either passed along the simplest of answers. Most of them were lies, of course, or dropped it completely from the question and gently told Twilight to eat her food. Once Twilight had focused more on eating than making conversation, Cadence asked Twilight if she wanted to visit the Royal Library, one of Twilight's all-time favorite locations, of course. Twilight eagerly nodded her head and reacted to finish her small bowl of ostrom fruits and vegetables. Sounds nice. Just before they set off for the library, Twilight wanted Cadence to do another of her love spells, but Cadence only giggled and told Twilight there was no need to use a spell. No pony was arguing. Then Cadence thought, yes, no ponies arguing. It made her rather sad to think that most of those ponies were happy in their relationships. Two ponies were Mary Stallion, ready to take on the world together. That sounds so amazing. Princess Gaines loved Champion dearly. She just wasn't sure if it was a real love she had for him. She hadn't often had time to think about it. What with false-hitting Twilight and attending the many balls and ventures to came with being one of the royal family. But when she did have chance to think about it, she wondered if her heart-minded greed Kings pressured this a little longer and checked Twilight's small bowl to ensure it was empty, and then led them to the library as promised. Twilight ran to her favorite spot in the history and science. History and science, everybody loves that session. Session one. Once they arrived, and Twilight and Cadence took a seat at one of the many solid oak tables. She sat on it. I think she sat on the table so that she could relax in the cool library while keeping a watchful eye on Twilight. That's why she was on the table. Twilight was a astronomically good reader for her young age, so Cadence knew that she wouldn't need to help Twilight with any of the words words like she often had to with her select other Colton fellows she sat for. So she merely propped her forelegs up onto the table, but she sat on the table and used them as a pillow, as she thought for herself. That's it, everybody! Yay! Part 5 or 6. I think it's 6, actually. Oh. Yeah, but that's it anyway. Thank you for listening so long. I'm kind of enjoying it. Actually, this is kind of more funny than it was when I read it alone. I'm gonna begin on chapter 2 for my story. I didn't actually get it. I think it's a real good story, and I really love it a lot. Yeah. So, what was that? Seriously, I don't think you hear it, but it was a car. Anyway, see you another day, another time. Yay. Bye.